This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I wanted to upload a video here on YouTube that I uploaded over on the website at callforanuprising.com. Obviously, a lot of you are wondering where I am. It's very weird for me not to be on YouTube every day. For the most part, I upload videos, multiple videos every single day. But as most of you know, I got every single channel nuked. This one was left behind, which makes it very difficult for me to upload on it because it's only a matter of time before it gets nuked. So long story short, this is what I have to do is upload on the website, and I have to figure out ways to build out new channels here on YouTube. So I can't leave the videos up for very long when I do upload on YouTube. I wanted to share this video about Taylor Swift and a satanic ritual she did, which I'll do in a minute, which I did put up on the website exclusively, but I will put it up here. I want to let people know that I have a channel that you need to subscribe to below if you want to still watch me on YouTube. That channel, I have to build it out in different ways. I have to rebrand. I have to do all these different things because I have, I won't even get into it, but I have people just eyeballing me. So just subscribe to that channel now if you want to see my content here on YouTube. This channel, of course, I'll still try to get people over to those other channels that I build out. But for everyone here, please do that. Over on the website is where you'll find my content every day exclusively. The website is $2.99 a month. So it's the price of a bottle of soda, a cup of coffee, whatever. And it keeps the trolls out. It keeps the website running smoothly. It's a really great atmosphere. There's a lot of great information being shared. So I'm letting you know about that in case you didn't know. And in the event you just want to be able to follow me around, there's a free videos button over on the main page. I highly recommend you go over there and at the very least, click on the free buttons, put your email in. That way, when I have new channels and other things, if you still want to find my content, or have updates about what's going on the website with certain topics, you'll get email notifications. So with all that being said, let me play for you the video on Taylor Swift, of course, performing witchcraft on stage. Not a surprise, fans screaming to summon demons. It's very, I guess, apropos of the world that we're living in now. When I was talking about this stuff 5-6 years ago, people were saying that I was insane, but more and more people were seeing it, and I think that's one of the reasons why I've been censored out of here. In addition, of course, to the fact that I expose way too much truth and other topics, including all the stuff going on with the climate, the civil unrest. So those are all videos. If you missed my daily content, you can find on the website. Here is the video on Taylor Swift. Thanks again for everybody for being here. Make sure you sub to the other channel as well.
YouTube says it has had enough of vaccine misinformation on its site.
And false stories from phony sites to run circles around major news outlets.
Many people don't know the difference between something real and something created to deceive them.
Open your eyes.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show exclusively here on a callforanuprising.com. I needed to cover this story because I've covered it in the past, Taylor Swift, and I've covered many things about Taylor Swift, the signs and the symbols, and of course, Taylor Swift being a witch. And now suddenly, thankfully, we're starting to see more and more people out there pick up on this because more and more Christians are starting to see that we are in the middle of a spiritual war. Sadly, while Taylor Swift performs a ritual, which I'll show you right now, on stage and talks about, wait for the signal, we'll meet you after, as people scream, summon the demons. I mean, you can't make up what we're living through right now. It's pretty crazy to think there's actually fans in the audience who are okay in the year 2023 with witchcraft being performed, of course, in the name of art, even though the spell that's being cast is actually being cast in the audience. And of course, the audience screams, cries. They're just drooling over Taylor Swift and, oh, it's so wonderful. And now people are starting to realize, you know what? These people, they're seeing it. They're doing witchcraft. They're spell casting on the audience. Christians are starting to feel and see the persecution that's headed towards Christians. And it's a good thing. Now, these witches and Satanists are such cowards that they have to remove free speech from anyone who speaks against them, for anyone who follows the only king, the King of Kings, Jesus Christ. because they're afraid. They're cowards. They're afraid of people like me. They're afraid of people like you. They silence us off the internet. But thankfully, there are people out there still who are seeing these things and pointing them out. And I want to do a video and show you, here is Taylor performing a little magic ritual in our magic circle on stage. But again, this is all art, ladies and gentlemen.
We want to signal and meet you have to say.
I come back stronger than I this run. Hey, dance bitch. Yes. Hey. Hey. Yes. Summon the demons, bitch. Yeah.
So this isn't the first time we've seen this kind of stuff. I've covered all the award shows over the years where they always do these rituals. They'll have a big full moon on the screen. Taylor Swift, that song about coming out of the woods. Are we out of the woods yet? She was referencing witches coming out of the woods and witches being in your living room, in your home, because of the propaganda machine that has promoted and endorsed witchcraft and Satanism, from Disney all the way down to people like Taylor Swift. Now, we've seen Taylor Swift over the years doing the all-seeing eye, right? You have the basic symbolism with Taylor Swift. You have Taylor Swift, again, with the music and the songs, talking about and promoting witchcraft. But still, it's taken people quite some time to see it. But finally, some are. So this is what's making its rounds in conservative Christians. They're saying in italics, of course. Conservative Christians, they always have to link. Remember, they have to link Christianity to conservatism, to Republicans, because that's part of how they plan on bringing this new world order about and creating this civil unrest. So Christians are going to be lumped in, which I've been warning about for years. But conservative Christians are accusing Taylor Swift of promoting Satanism and witchcraft on her recent Eras tour. Yep, you read that correct. We're not making it up. The bizarre movement has cherry-picked a little bit of theatrical stagecraft from Swift's Eras tour and are ranting about it on social media. Oh, okay. So when Satanists do this type of stuff and witches, it's just in the name of art. I've mentioned that many times, right? It's okay for them to do these things in the name of art. It's okay for them, like, what did I cover a couple months ago here on the website? Jamie Lee Curtis. Creepy things, a baby stuffed in a suitcase. Podesta's artwork. Ali Fontes' artwork. All these people, it's okay for them to have this disturbing artwork, because how dare you look at them and say that they're potentially a pedophile or potentially a Satanist? No, that's just a witch trial. That's art. But of course, at the same time, what do we see? Well, we see them silencing people like me. And I had mentioned in recent videos that one of the reasons that, looking at the strikes and what they're saying is harassing and bullying Satanists. I got a harassment strike on my channel months ago for bullying Mariah Carey. I mean, they can't take any of it. They can just deflect. And when you call them out and you use evidence and you show it, like the all-seeing eye, right? It's a very easy thing to show. When somebody sees, like, I don't get it. What does it mean, the all-seeing eye? Well, the back of the dollar bill, the all-seeing eye of Lucifer, right? But just show them the collage pictures. What are they all doing? They all just go into the magazine and they're like, Taylor, your makeup, that looks okay today, but we'd really like you to just put your whole hand over your eye. Bono, you too. Leo DiCaprio, you too. Johnny Depp, you too. And the list goes on and on. There's a picture of almost every celebrity you'll find an all-seeing eye picture. I mean, you'd be very hard. It would be easier for you to find a picture of the person than not to find one. That's how unbelievable it is. I mean, there's tons of collages, even just like Jonah Hills or whatever his name is. These actors from Hollywood that are like nothing actors, still doing it on magazine covers, right? But we have to believe it's art. So we're told that these people are artists, yet we've seen what? We've seen the satanic garbage. We just saw Seth Smith do it, and now we're seeing Taylor Swift do it. And they are revealing themselves to people, and they're using these types of articles that get put out there where people are like, the bizarre movement's cherry-picking theatrical stagecraft. Oh, yeah, we can go through all the stuff over the years of Taylor Swift and the bathtub, the baptism, the satanic baptism, all these things I've showed, which, of course, have been nuked and removed off of the internet. They say one person took to Twitter to slam Swift and her witchy ways. They wrote, never liked Taylor Swift, but now I definitely have a reason to. Saw a video of her witchcraft ritual performance on someone's Insta story. Nope, get that evil out of here. Believers should not listen to this. But then the article says, but before it gets better, it gets worse. There was one bizarre rant that's doing the rounds. A viral clip on TikTok, one Christian woman states, takes Swift's stage performance a little too seriously, saying, "This is Taylor Swift's song Willow, where she's a witch doing rituals." The first video you saw was taken by a fan the other night at the concert, and he says, "Summon the demons, biatch." The worst part is that Swift commented twice on the video and said, "This is the new 1, 2, 3, let's go," the woman explained. So what she's saying is summon the demons is the new crowd chant that they all say when she does those witchcraft rituals. So in other words, Swift responded to it to make it viral so that when people see these articles at the next concert, the dummies in the crowd will actually partake in the ritual, right? Because they'll say, "Oh, I saw that ridiculous satanic thing on Twitter or wherever they'll see it," because they won't see it on my channel on YouTube. But they'll say, "Oh, I saw that." So then Taylor will say, "Ready, everybody?" And then they'll all go 1, 2, 3, and they're all going to chant, "Summon the demons." I mean, that's how stupid these audiences are. And sadly, we can all sit here and we can be like, well, they're going to get what they deserve for worshiping Satan, or they're going to get what they deserve for being, fools. But what the Bible tells us, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. How many Christian girls are going to be at this? I mean, we're not talking about where there's some of these artists where you're like, oh, maybe the parents will keep them from listening to it. Like Marilyn Manson, right? I mean, obviously, like if you're a Christian parent, you're letting your kid dress as Manson do it. I mean, I don't know what you're doing or thinking, but your job is your responsibility as a parent is to raise your child. But I doubt that many women parents out there, because fathers see Taylor Swift and they just think, oh, it's just some pop star, right? Just like Katy Perry. But these are the most wicked ones out there. These are the real witches. They see Kim Kardashian, like, oh, Kim Kardashian, and she's an Armenian witch, high-ranking witch, right? They're always just looking for the stereotype that they put out there. Oh, they're wearing black lipstick and they've got, pentagrams on their bodies, on their clothes, like some of the other girl bands that I've covered over the years. I can't even remember some of the names of these people. But they'll just automatically be like, oh, it's Taylor Swift. She's singing about love, right? And of course, that's what Taylor Swift's, what her gimmick is. She always holds up the heart. I've exposed that many times over, right? Love, tolerance, the Antichrist. These people are prepping their audiences, and they are watering down Christianity for those lukewarm Christians that listen and follow these people. They're idol worshiping. They don't even realize it. They don't even know what they're doing. They're on autopilot, and it's mainly because these artists are spell casting over them. That's what Taylor Swift is doing. This isn't the first time she's done a ritual on stage. She's done them during the Grammys. She's done them during other music videos. And thankfully, some people are starting to see it. But instead of saying, oh, wait a minute, I'm not a Satanist, of course Taylor Swift is saying, oh, let's hope next time everybody does the chant so we can all partake in this ritual as we spell cast on you. But again, because of what happened to the church and what's happening in the church, Christianity continues to get lukewarm because the message is continuing to be tolerance. You have ministers preaching to accept the LGBT. You have ministers preaching to accept a trans. I mean, all of this stuff that's mental insanity, they're telling their audiences to accept, right? So you think they're going to come out there and be like, oh, they're doing witchcraft. They're like, oh, they're just a musician. They have to do that for shock value. Oh, yeah. At what point does it stop being shock value when we see these artists doing it, give or take, million plus times? Right? I think it was shock value when Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off of the bat. Then it was a little bit of shock value, right? But then as you learn, about Led Zeppelin and Stairway to Heaven in reverse, and the fact that Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin bought Aleister Crowley's house, and you see the Beatles have him on their album cover, then you start going, oh, there's something to this, right? You have Black Sabbath, and then you come all the way to this era, and you got Lil Uzi Vert lap dancing the Baphomet, doing all sorts of homosexual acts with the Baphomet. And people are just like, oh, it's just art. Yeah, I mean, how many times do we need to see the same thing over and over? How come all these videos are just constantly promoting the devil? There's no shock value. I was cracking up when the Sam Smith thing happened, only from the standpoint, not because I want it to happen or I want people to see it, because the right-wing media that doesn't get censored was just going, this is shocking. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? It's like, where have you been? Sam Smith is dressing as a woman in lingerie. You're shocked that it's dressed as Satan on TV? Have you seen the music videos these people put out? Little Nas sold a shoe with blood in it. I mean, these are warning signs, right? These are all signs that this is rampant and it's around us. It's not art. It's frequent. It's consistent. There's a pattern here. And now they're not even afraid to do these things anymore. Taylor Swift's not afraid to do this. You know that they are aware that, especially after the Sam Smith thing, that people are pointing this stuff out. They're aware because they know of people like me. They don't know me, but they know of people like me over the years, going back to 2015, 2016, exposing every single video, every single performance, because they're all rituals. How many Grammy performances take place inside of that magic circle, their protection circle, as the witches call it? They're always doing it in the videos, right? I mean, we even had Lana Del Rey openly admitting to being a witch, calling for people to cast spells on Donald Trump, performing witchcraft in her videos, and on top of all that, even had a song about chemtrails. Yeah. I mean, it's right there. It's rampant. And, you know, that's one of the reasons that they want to silence all of us, is they don't want other Christians to wake up and see this. That's the truth of the matter. It really is. It's the truth of the matter. And then, like I've said years ago about hate speech and what they were doing with the LGBTQ, that it was going to spread to other satanic affiliations. It'll spread eventually to NAMBLA. They'll be protecting them. But they're protecting Satanists. And they're throwing people like us out, you know, and saying we can't talk anymore, and saying we can't make a living anymore. All these things that they're trying to do. It's insane how inverted things have gotten over the last couple of years, but it's the truth. So thankfully, some people out there are seeing it. Of course, you get these garbage articles where this one goes on to say the rant continues with a bit on how people keep saying stop shoving Christianity down our throats when huge artists are shoving witchcraft and rituals, crystals, astrology, and all that down our throats, which is 100% true. They're the ones who are grooming the behavior of society, this love movement, this tolerance movement, this accepting of the LGBT, things that are just pure insanity. Like accepting of trans is insanity. It really is. I mean, you're talking about people that want to castrate themselves, which I did a video on reading out of, I forget which book it was, but talking about satanic rituals and satanic ritual abuse. And they were talking about how castration was one of the methods that, they used to even induct themselves into the occult or baptize themselves in the occult. Some groups would do that. And now we have it, and people are like literally defending it. They're like, it's okay, let them be them. Cutting off your balls, letting them be them. Not insanity. What is insanity? Oh, insanity is questioning what's going on, making sense of everything, then getting censored for it, not being allowed to speak about it because you're so over the target that they fear you, and then people still not realizing what's going on. Insane. So Taylor Swift will be performing this ritual on stage. She'll continue to do it. He'll continue to do it. All the signs and symbols are there with all of them. How many times is it going to take these artists to do something on stage promoting witchcraft or Satanism, for Christians at least, to wake up and say, hey, wait a minute. The Bible warns us about this stuff. It warns us about perishing for a lack of knowledge. It warns us about the wicked people in the world. There's a lot more in the Bible about the wickedness than there is about the positivity of the world, yet most Christians preach positivity and preach love and preach acceptance of everything. Don't realize that this whole thing, the do without will shall be the whole of the law under love, is the geist of Satanism. It's a crox. It's a crox. But thanks again, everyone who is here. I appreciate you guys. God bless you and your families.